everyone, I'm Kathy from Kathy Creates, where I try to inspire you to create. Come on into my craft room. Welcome to my segment on Craft Around the Clock. I'm going to get us pulled up over here and we will get started. So I have a brand new kit for you tonight. Let me see. Okay, there we go. I can see comments, I believe. So when you get here, say hello. Let me know you're here. If you're new to my page, we do a Happy Mail drawing, which I just did today for last month, and Miss Penny won. Hello, Miss Cheryl. Hello, Miss Tracy. Welcome, welcome, ladies. So make sure you're commenting because we draw Happy Mail entries from those comments. My mom will be posting in here under Kathy Creates. There she is. She just said hello. And she will be posting the names as she draws them. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I have this really cute. Now, who out there likes the snarky signs? Okay, this one is a bit snarky. Thank you, Miss Cheryl. It's a bit snarky, but I think we all can feel it, you know? It's live, laugh, and instead of love, leave. Okay, I think we can all feel this from time to time. Right? Okay, so I've got you covered. This is the sign. All right, so let's go ahead and get started painting this little guy up. So all of it, like always, all of our kits, all of the pieces have the sticky back on them. Okay, sorry I can't flip my camera. Facebook took that away. We can no longer flip, so it's going to be backwards. I was hoping, I just got a new iPhone yesterday, and I was kind of hoping that, you know, maybe it was a phone thing. No, it's not. Okay, so I am going to put all of my letters on a piece of tape. It just makes painting it so much easier. So we're going to start with putting these all on tape. These are all going to be one color. And then okay, so we got those set aside. Now, I am going to take this, if I can find my pencil. I should have dug it out earlier, did I? No, I don't see it. Hopefully I've got a pencil handy here, because I'd like to mark this. I don't want to mark it with a pen, because I don't want it to be visible. I don't see one in my little tool thing here, so I think we're out of luck. Okay. So I guess we're not going to do that. All right. But what I would recommend is to draw a line. You know what? I could score a line. Let's do that. So I'm just going to line this up. So as you can see, this piece is cut with the angle of the side of the circle. Okay. So you can kind of line it up. Make sure you're square. And I'm just going to score a little line. And I think that will be enough. I think I'll be able to see. Yeah, okay. Because what I'm going to do is we're going to, on the very top, hello, Michelle. On the very top, I'm going to use some wax, some antiquing wax, okay? I love this stuff from Waverly, the antique wax. It's great stuff. Works great for this type of thing, because I will caution, if you stain these kits, which you can, but you got to wait at least 24 hours to put it together. The sticky back does not like to stick to the freshly, I mean, it'll feel dry, but it's not dry. And it will not stick to it, okay? So we're just going to use this as a stain because this stuff dries so fast. And we're not actually going to stick anything up here anyways. So it doesn't really matter. It's just going to be where the bow goes. So there we go. That's all we're going to do to the top there. Okay. So as you can see, we've just stained that very top. And I actually went down an inch or so in case of my line was off just a smidge. Okay. So now we're going to paint where that bottom line was, which I think is right. No, it's right there. Right there. We're going to paint this part black. Hello, Linda Dietrich. Hello, Miss Karen. It's Bunko night. Go have fun, Miss Karen. Jan Edelman, welcome, welcome. Yes, I am live. Okay, so we're going to paint this bottom part black. Now, the way I always do these is I always go towards the edge when I paint these because I like my edges to stay pretty clean. Now, with the black, it doesn't really show too much, so it doesn't really matter. But that is just my preferred way of doing it. Okay. So is everybody ready for Easter? We're going to Mom's, but we're not doing it until next weekend. Because my brother's girlfriend's father, if you followed all that, passed away, and his memorial is this weekend. Thank you, honey. I called in reinforcements for some water. I ran out of time, and I was getting everything around. I was like, oh, darn it. So I asked the hubby to bring me a glass of water. Okay, so this is where that stripe's going to go, plus, you know, an inch or so. I kind of went up, but there's a paint goober right there. Oh, I got it. Perfect. Okay, so let's get this dry, and then we're going to move on. Where's my heat tool? Here we are. Hello, Miss Linda. Get all this dry. This wax is probably already dry for the most part. Yep, that dries so fast. You don't have to really worry about that too much. While we're drying this, I'm going to get a drink of water. I'm thirsty. So this kit is $28 delivered to your door. It is just the wood pieces. We are going to put a bow on it with some floral. That does not come with the kit. Hello, Miss Kelly Wooden. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for sprinkling. I appreciate that. And in case you missed my opening here, oops, I see I missed some. And I already put my brush in the water, so we're going to get a different brush. I see I missed a little right down here. Kind of hard to tell with the, ooh, that's way too much for that little spot. That was way too much paint. So we're gonna paint some letters black. So we're gonna just kind of scoop this off. It's just paint. It's okay. Just kind of spread it out so it's not streaky. Okay, all fixed. Crisis averted. Anyways, so if you're new to my page, yep, there's the kit. Mom just posted it. It's $28 mailed to your house. My prices always include shipping. And the way our Happy Mail works is when you comment, you have a chance for Happy Mail. My mom goes through all the comments, and ever so often she pulls a name randomly, and they're entered into the drawing for Happy Mail that we draw on or around the 13th of the month. Okay? So Miss Penny Collins won it this month. There's another little paint icky. And what I send out in Happy Mail is often one of our kits or something from our wood shop if it's not a full kit. And then I also send usually some craft supplies, usually some napkins or just random things, random craft things. Okay? I can't tell if this black is just weird or if it's just not dried all the way. It looks very strange. We'll let it dry some more and then we'll go back and check it after a bit and see if it smoothed out. First time watching. Welcome, Deb. I hope you'll give us a follow and come on back. All right, so we're going to go ahead and paint this next because this is going to be white, and this is probably going to take a couple of coats. So let's go ahead and get this going next. Let me find a good brush for that. Oh, my good brushes are dirty. I did not clean my brushes. I'm a naughty girl. I don't do my brushes nearly as often as I should. Okay, we'll start with that and see if we need to add some more. Oh, it's the least I can do, Kelly. I enjoy giving out Happy Mail. It's fun. Okay, so we're going to paint this up. And again, I'm going towards our edges instead of away because especially with the white, it's going to show. So I don't like that edge to be messy. Now, of course, you could always sand it or things like that. But when you're working with, you know, this piece would be easy to sand. But when you're working with like the letters and such, it's not so easy. They're too little. All right, so we've got this pretty well. I'm going to set that aside because it's going to need to dry, and then we're going to need to do a second coat most likely. And I got a piece of raffia, a random rogue raffia that's trying to get in the way there. Getting black paint on me. I'm a mess. Okay, so now we're going to do the live and laugh. We're going to do those black because those are going to go on that white. Okay, so I use recycled my sponges. I just cut off the end with the paint on it so you can reuse them. You can get many uses out of them, 4 or 5 probably. All right, so when I do my letters, I pounce up and down, okay? When I do any small pieces with the sponges, it's just easier, and I didn't stick this one down very good, so it keeps popping up. But it's just easier if you go up and down. If you try to paint it like so, and again with the black, it's not that noticeable, but you're going to get a lot of paint on your edges. And I don't prefer that look. So I always try to just dab up and down. Computer's timing out. There we go. Hey, Miss Bonnie. Welcome, welcome. Is my volume off? No, my volume is not off. There we go. So anyways, yeah, I was saying about Easter. So we're going to go next weekend. We're going to celebrate Easter with my mom, my brother, and my kids and grandkids and so forth. So we're just kind of chilling this weekend. So this weekend, we're actually doing a game night with my son and his family. So that will be fun. Love spending time with those grands. All right, so now our next piece is this leaf. Now it does have a little bit of the laser, I don't know what you want to call it, burn on it. If you look at the E right here, it's got a little bit. So what I like to do is if you get a piece like that, just take your wet wipe and just kind of wipe it a little. That helps it paint much better. If you don't, it doesn't like to cover very well. But just doing that little bit really makes a difference. So let's get some white paint out on our plate. Okay. So now this one I'm just going to hold down because it's kind of big, so it doesn't really need the tape per se. And I usually will just hold it like with my fingernail. Hold it down as I'm painting. What is happening here? My comments froze. There we go. They are the best times. How was my sponges? Oh, wow. You take better care of your brushes than I do, Bonnie. Mine won't last 45 years because I'm terrible about them. I leave them in the water for like a week at a time, if not more. Those are in there from last Wednesday. So, yeah. I'm not real good at that. Hey, Miss Tracy. Gonna be quiet for you for Easter too, Cheryl? Alright, so let's get this piece dry, because we're going to have to do another coat on this for sure. Get the lid left dry, see if we missed anything. Sometimes with the black it's kind of hard to see with the shine. This is still pretty wet. I must have put quite a bit of paint on that. Hanging in there for stuff, so move on now to empty my storage. It'll just be you, huh, Cheryl? Alright, so this is almost dry. So we can add another coat, and we'll do another coat on our word. I wash them every time I use them. I don't craft as much as... Well, I don't know about that. I haven't been crafting nearly as much lately. Life has been in the way of that. But I am off work Friday, and I will be doing quite a bit Friday because one of the stores I'm in, well, actually both the stores I'm in, I have some new things that I'm getting ready to take to them that I need to finish. So I will be doing quite a bit more. I've been cutting a lot of it over the past week or so, and now I just gotta paint it all and put it together. So I will be doing a lot this Friday. Friday's a work day. It's not a vacation day for me. Well, it's not a work day at my 9 to 5, but it's a work day for Kathy Creates. Okay, so let's go ahead and add some more paint to this. We're going to do one more coat. That should cover it for us. I think we need a little more paint. Still a little more. There we go. That should be enough. Bonnie, I have Easter at my house. I'll do an egg hunt. Oldest daughter just told me she had a scavenger hunt planned as well. Oh my gosh, that'll be so much fun. So much fun. Yeah, we'll be doing an egg hunt because we have my brother's grandson will be there, my nephew's little boy. So we'll have the 3 littles there. So we'll be doing an egg hunt for sure. Okay, we got that done. We might still need another coat on this. I can see this isn't quite as clean as I want it to be, or as crisp, I should say. our weather would straighten out, it would be fabulous. We keep going back and forth between hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. Well, not hot, but warm and cold. I had to close my storage unit. I'm overwhelmed with boxes. Oh gosh, Tracy, that's not fun. Yeah, I have a storage unit too that I would not be happy if I had to bring all that back here. Because we don't have a basement, and I hate putting anything in the attic. So I really don't have much storage in my house. And then, you know, with all of our display things for when we take Kathy Crates on the road, you know, we have a lot of things that we need for our display. I have nowhere to put all that. So we definitely need that storage unit. And I put like my Christmas tree and, you know, bigger things like that down there as well. Fortunately, it's very close to my house, so that makes it very convenient. It's only a few blocks away. It's been hot there too. Tracy and Cheryl both been hot. It's been crappy here. Today's pretty nice. Today was sunny and it was like 54. I'll take that. That's okay. But the day before it was like, I don't know, I think it might have been 40-ish. Windy, rainy, cold. It's just terrible. I'm ready for spring. I want spring weather. I'm still wearing wool socks and all my winter stuff. And it stinks. I don't want that anymore. Oh, how fun, Kelly. Congratulations. Grandbabies are the best. It is the best job ever. I sold my other house 6 years ago and was rushed to get the house packed. Haven't been in it since so far. There you go. There you go. If you haven't needed it in 6 years, might as well, right? Goodwill it is. I have to get through this craft room. This craft room is just an utter disaster. So I will be offloading a whole bunch of stuff. Because there's a bunch of things, because like when I first started Kathy Creates, I really didn't have a niche. I just liked to craft, just random things. And so I have mass amounts of every craft supply known to man. And it's too much. I don't ever use it. So it's like, it needs to go. It just needs to go. It's just in the room, in the way. I just need to get rid of it. Kelly, you're in New Jersey? Yeah, we're probably getting very similar weather. Okay. I think we are about done here. This is almost dry. Mixed bag of weather yesterday. Rain, snow, sleet, sun, clouds. Well, that's not fun. Okay, I think we're good. It feels dry. So let's check out our... This looks weird. I'm going to give this another coat. I typically don't, but it just doesn't... I don't like how it looks. So we're going to paint that again with the black, because it doesn't look right. It's very streaky for some reason. I don't know if it was because I put that on when it was wet kind of, and I was spreading it around. I don't know, but we're going to fix it. I don't like it. It's just this bottom part that's bad, so we're just going to do the bottom here. Kind of feather it all in so it doesn't do that again. All right, and I'm not going to put that brush away yet because we may need it again. Let's give this a dry now. We're almost there, girls. Right now it's 77 in Florida. We're at 53. So Tracy, where are you in comparison to Miami and specifically the cruise ports for Miami, if they're all in the same area? I don't really know. Because we just booked a cruise out of Miami in February. And we're going to be down there the night before, the day before, we're going to fly down. So I thought, oh, maybe I'll look up Tracy if you're close. So next year, when it's snow flying here and it's freezing cold, we're going on a Caribbean cruise. We're getting the heck out of here. When it's crappy. Because it's always crappy in February in Ohio. Okay, we're getting there. And this looks better. We are going to, the first stop is the Dominican Republic. First stop is the Bahamas. Second stop is the Dominican Republic. And the third stop is Turks and Caicos. Well, Turks, I guess. Grand Turk Island. So I'm super excited about that. I've never been on a cruise. I'm a little nervous because I do get seasick. So, a little nervous about that. Okay, we are good. So we can put this in the paint or in the water to sit for a week before I clean it. Hopefully not, but yeah, probably. Okay, so we're going to put this feller together now. So the way these go together, you just literally, Miami stinks. It's about 2 hours south of me. Oh, okay. Maybe not then. All right, so you'll be able to feel it where it lines up, and you just need to make sure that it's straight. Going across. Okay, and we are good there. I'm excited. Like I said, I've never been on a cruise, and I do get seasick, so I am slightly nervous about that part. But I can take benign and not get seasick, so I will be probably taking that the whole time. And then I also will be talking to my doctor because when I've had surgery, I get nauseous. I apparently have a very sensitive, whatever that is, that makes you seasick and nauseous easily. So like when I have surgery, I get nauseous almost immediately after surgery. So they always give me one of those patches behind my ear. And then they also give me some other stuff in my IV and things like that. But I think the patch would work perfectly for the cruise. So I'm going to talk to the doctor and I'm going to take benign. And then I'm also going to have the patches for a backup. Oh, goodness. I've been on one cruise and that was to Alaska. That's one I'd like to go on too. They do have bracelets for that, but those don't really work for me. I've tried them. I've tried them on the lake, not the ocean. And my husband was in the Navy, and he keeps telling me that it's totally different. And that I probably wouldn't even get seasick on the ocean because it's more of a roll. You know, when I get seasick on the lake, it's a chop. The water's very choppy. And on the ocean, it's more of a roll. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not taking any chances because I don't want to be miserable on the cruise. So, we're coming packing. I'm going to be doing the benign around the clock. And then if that doesn't seem to be working for me, then I'll have the patches as a backup. I use benign instead of Dramamine, Tracy. Dramamine makes me sleepy. And it doesn't last for 24 hours. Benign is a 24-hour one. and it does not make you sleepy. So that's the one I use. So for the full week, I will be on benign. You have a friend on a cruise. So I'm just also, all we're doing here is peeling and sticking, okay? Because these are basically wood stickers now, because we put that sticky back on them. And you do need to make sure that you have it where you want it, because there's no going back. Once they're stuck, they're stuck. Nope. See, I didn't push that one down yet, so I was able to move it because I want to keep them, the tops of the letters lined up. I'm glad you can read backwards. Yeah, thank Mr. Zuckerberg for that. I don't know why you would take that away, but they did. I don't have a way to make it right. I wonder if I flip my camera or my phone around the other direction. I just won't be able to tell, excuse me, if I'm in frame or not. I wonder if I did that. That might work. I'll have to try that sometime. Okay. Okay. Very simple, very plain, but I love it. I think it's hilarious. And I mean, who hasn't had this moment, you know? I think everybody would love to do that, you know, tell people, just leave. I'm tired. I want some alone time. This is a great alone time sign. Okay. All right. How much time do we have left? Oh, perfect. We have 15 minutes left. So let's go ahead. So the next step of these are, I like to put heavy jute. This is heavy jute that I use. And I go in the front and then back through the back hole. Then we're just going to tie a big knot. If you don't have this heavy twine, you could use ribbon. You could use regular twine, but you'd have to tie it several times or it would slip through the hole. But you definitely can use other things than this heavy twine. And don't worry about our knots that are showing there, because we're going to cover those up with a bow. Okay, so that's how we hang it. I'm going to set that aside for a moment, and we're going to make our bow. So I like to use, on almost all my signs, I use, oh, that just popped right off. I use this heavy burlap that you get at, Hobby Lobby. I do too, Bonnie. I like the stain with the black and white. We need that in our office. Yes, we do. We do, Mom. Maybe I will make a bigger one and we'll hang it in that space in our office. Mom works with me, if y'all didn't know that. So she works part-time for me. All right, so we're going to use that. And then I've got some, of course, my buffalo plaid. Because duh. If you're new to my page, you'll soon find out I have an obsession for buffalo plaid. Ooh, that's it on that one. I'll keep that piece because I'll probably use it for something. All right, so we are going to dovetail our ends. So the easiest way to do that is just fold it in half and then fold it in half that way. Flip it up, and you're going to cut from the bottom outside edge up to the fold. Okay. Hey, Penny. There's Miss Penny, our winner. She won Happy Meal again this month. It's 2 months in a row Miss Penny got Happy Mail. Okay, so to do my bows are super, super easy. You're going to take your ribbon. You're going to fold it in thirds. Very simply, okay? Just like that. That's it. You're going to smush it down. And then you're going to do the exact same thing with your other ribbon. And you can do this with as many ribbons as you want. I've done them with, like, I think 4 maybe might be the most I've done them. But you can probably keep going. All right. So then you got this little bundle. All right. So then next, we're going to take a piece of twine. And we're going to take some raffia. There's some raffia. Because something else I love is my raffia. So, if you're new to me, you're learning a lot. I like the buffalo plaid and I like my raffia. So, some of the raffia is kind of thick and I don't like it that way. So, I just stick my thumbnail in it and I separate it. And then I just line up my ends. Okay. All right, so we've got our ends here. And then we're just going to make a little loop. All right. And then we're just going to keep going back and forth, making loops. Back and forth. So we have this little raffia bow. Okay, and then I like to give it a little twist that kind of helps hold it together for you. And then just tie your twine right around the center. Oh, good. I'm so happy. Miss Penny, make sure you check your emails because you had emailed me and I responded and I don't know that you saw the response. So make sure you check that because your subscription box should bill on the 25th and you need to re-sign up for the simple. Okay. I can't change it. I've stopped the other one, but I can't change it to the simple. You have to sign back up. Okay. So we're going to take this and we're going to lay it right across our bow, one side up, one side down of your twine. Okay. And then we're going to flip the whole thing over and we're going to start to tie it. And as we start, we're going to pinch it together, kind of gathering it. Okay, so it looks like that. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and pull it tight. I always check to make sure my raffia is in the center of the bow before I finish tightening it and double knotting it. Hi, Miss Agatha. All right, so there is our little bow. It's just simple, perfect. Okay, now we are going to do the floral piece for it. So I got these at Joann Fabrics because, of course, they're going out of business and they had all of their floral on sale. I think it was 50% off when I was there. So this was $3.99 and then 50% off. So I paid $2 for it. Let me get my wire cutters out. And I think this is a different one than I normally use. Yeah, this will work. Okay. I wasn't sure if these moved because I like to kind of cluster them up a little tighter. Okay, this should be plenty. And then let me grab my wire. Oh, thank you, Kelly. We're not done yet though, girl. We got to get this bow on there with the floral and all of the stuff. Okay. All right, so now for my floral, all I do is I overlap the ends, okay? Just like that. So you're going to have this little floral bundle. Doesn't matter that there's nothing in the middle here because that's going to be where the bow is. So we don't care about that. We just want to connect these two pieces. So we're just going to wrap our wire tightly around all of it. Okay. And I might even bend these down a little because I think it would be kind of cute. Yep, that's what we're going to do. So see how I bent those down just a little? All right, so now we're going to take our bow. We're going to flip it back over. So we have the twine. We're going to lay our floral bundle right over the top of it, or the bottom of it, really, I guess. And we're going to tie that on with the twine that we used to tie the bow. Okay. And we're going to cut off our ends. And there we go. We have this cute little floral bundle that is going to go right on the top of our sign. And that just really finishes this guy off. Okay, now, I do not glue my bows on. I staple them. They stay much better. If you're trying to glue a bow onto a sign, a door hanger, and it's in direct sun, or you live in a very warm climate, or even between a storm door and a regular door, which is my case, even if it's not super warm outside, that builds up a lot of heat. And if you put hot glue on there, it's just going to slide right off. Your bow is not going to stay. So I always staple my bows on. They don't go anywhere. They stay forever. I just go in that back loop. First thing I do is I pull up my twine, okay? I pull that up here in the center so I can get my bow centered. So I know where my center is. And then I go in that back loop of the bow and I just staple it to the wood. And this staple gun is the bomb. It's very easy to use. It doesn't take a lot of hand strength because I have none. Okay, and there it is. Look how darling this is. Love the floral bundle. Me too. Me too. And it just really sets this off. I think with the black, the white, you don't see much of the stain. You see a little bit of it poking out under here. But I think it just really, really works. And the staple, like I said, this is the bomb. I mean, it really, really makes so much easier. You don't have to worry about your bows falling off. They're secure. They're not going anywhere. And again, this is an Arrow True Tack. Okay, I'll hold it up if you guys want to screenshot it. Not sure it's coming through very clearly there, but okay, that's all it is. And I will tell you, since we got a couple minutes here, when I first got this thing, I did it backwards, or I kept trying to use it backwards, because to me, it looks like this is the front right here. I mean, if you looked at this, wouldn't you think that this is where you're stapling? They're coming out down here. So I'm sitting here and I'm like pushing down and I'm stapling and I'm like, why are all these staples just flying out the back of this thing? And I thought it was broke. And then I realized, oh, duh, it comes out this end. So don't be confused like me. Learn from my mistake. Okay? But that is what I have for you tonight. The link is posted up above. And also within the thing, Mom has it. Yep, Bonnie's had it for years. So have I. I've had this thing for probably, not exaggerating, probably 3 or 4 years. And it's probably stapled well over 1,000 signs. Well over. Because I have sold a ton of signs. And so, yeah, it's probably done at least that. So, anyways, so this is linked. It is $28 shipped to your door. It does not include the floral or the paint or the ribbon. Okay? It's just the wood pieces, but it does include your shipping. So that is all I have for you guys tonight. I hope you have a wonderful evening and a fabulous Easter. Enjoy your friends and family, or just enjoy time. Spend it with the Lord and have a great day. All right, guys. Thanks so much. I appreciate y'all. Bye-bye.